10 British places facing challenges hidden in their past. Britain's landscapes are more than postcard images of castles, cliffs, and cobbled streets. Hidden within its towns and cities are echoes of the past that never quite left. Once thriving places built on coal, steel, ships, or seaside dreams often carry invisible burdens from histories long gone. These challenges aren't always obvious to visitors strolling through high streets or along promenades, but they shape everyday life. Join us as we explore 10 British places facing challenges hidden in their past, where yesterday's triumphs still whisper through today's struggles. 10. Barrow-in-Furness, England. Barrow-in-Furness is a town perched on the edge of Cumbria, jutting into the Irish Sea like a ship itself. In the 19th century, Barrow transformed from a modest fishing village into a powerhouse of shipbuilding. Its docks and shipyards employed thousands, and the town's fortunes rose with every vessel launched into the sea. During the World Wars, Barrow was vital, building warships and submarines that secured Britain's naval dominance. But this glorious history concealed a hidden challenge. Barrow became too dependent on a single industry. When global shipbuilding shrank, so too did its prosperity. Unemployment surged, shops shuttered, and Barrow gained an unfair reputation as one of England's most isolated industrial towns. Its reliance on submarine contracts through BAE Systems still ties its future to defence budgets and Westminster decisions far away. Yet, Barrow is not without hope. The nearby Lake District draws tourists, and local initiatives aim to boost heritage tourism and diversify the economy. Still, the shadow of its shipbuilding past remains, a reminder that putting all one's sails in one wind can leave a town adrift when that wind dies. 9. Merthyr Tydfil, Wales. Nestled in the valleys of South Wales, Merthyr Tydfil once symbolised the power of the Industrial Revolution. In the 1800s, it was a titan of iron and coal. At its peak, Dowlis Ironworks was the largest in the world, employing around 10,000 by the 1840s, and Merthyr's population boomed with workers drawn to its fiery furnaces and deep mines. But the town's hidden challenge lay beneath its prosperity. All roads led back to coal and iron. When the industries declined, so too did Merthyr's fortunes. By the mid-20th century, pits closed, furnaces fell silent, and thousands lost their livelihoods. Poverty and unemployment became the reality, and Merthyr developed a reputation for struggle. Today, regeneration efforts try to rewrite this story. Retail parks, tourism focused on nearby Brecon beacons, and investment in local businesses offer new beginnings. Yet Merthyr's industrial scars still shape its identity. The grandeur of Cyfarthfa Castle, built by the Crochet ironmasters in 1825, now sits above a town still grappling with the hidden challenges left by its industrial past. 8. Clydebank, Scotland. On the banks of the River Clyde lies Clydebank, once a name known around the world for shipbuilding brilliance. The John Brown shipyard here built icons of the seas, the RMS Queen Mary, the Queen Elizabeth, and the QE2. Thousands of Scots found steady work in these shipyards, and Clydebank thrived. But the hidden challenge of Clydebank's golden years was its reliance on shipbuilding. As international competition grew and demand shifted, the industry crumbled. By the late 20th century, the shipyards were gone, leaving a town without its lifeblood. Clydebank's decline also carried human costs. Health inequalities rose, unemployment lingered, and communities felt the loss of purpose. Yet, even as its industrial past weighs heavy, Clydebank has sought reinvention. Business parks and retail centres stand where shipyards once roared, and the Titan crane remains as a monument, both to pride and to loss. Clydebank's story shows how a town's hidden challenge can come from the very source of its greatness. 7. Jarrow, England. Few British towns are as symbolically tied to their struggles as Jarrow. Located in the northeast, Jarrow's history is dominated by shipbuilding on the Tyne. But when the industry collapsed in the 1930s, despair followed. Out of that despair came the Jarrow March of 1936, 200 unemployed men walking 300 miles to London to demand jobs. Their quiet dignity became a national symbol, but also a stark reminder of Jarrow's hidden challenge. It had built its entire existence around one fragile industry. Even today, Jarrow feels the echoes of that dependency. Economic deprivation has lingered, though retail and service jobs have helped soften the blow. The memory of the march lives on, not just as a history lesson, but as a reminder that when industries collapse, towns carry the scars for generations. 6. Port Talbot, Wales. Drive into Port Talbot and you can't miss the sprawling steelworks. For decades, this South Wales town has revolved around steel. Generations worked in the hot blast furnaces, their lives defined by the rhythm of shifts and the roar of machinery. But the hidden challenge is dependence on a global industry. Steel prices fluctuate with international markets, and foreign competition constantly threatens local production. By late 2024, both blast furnaces had closed, ending primary iron making at Port Talbot. Tata plans an electric arc furnace aiming for production in 2027, with the site rolling imported slab in the interim. This precariousness affects the entire community. Shops, schools and families all revolve around the fortunes of the plant. Regeneration has begun, with arts projects and local businesses offering alternatives, but the steelworks remain both blessing and burden. Port Talbot's story reminds us how a proud industrial past can leave a community walking a tightrope between survival and collapse. 5. Workington, England. On the west coast of Cumbria lies Workington, a town shaped by coal mines and steel plants. For centuries, it thrived as a hub of iron and steel, supplying rails that were exported across the world. The hidden challenge? The very industries that brought prosperity also tied Workington's fate to forces beyond its control. When coal and steel declined, so too did the town's fortunes. The closure of the Chorus rail mill in 2006 marked the end of an era, with production moved to Scunthorpe. Yet Workington has spirit. Its rugby league club remains a point of pride, and regeneration efforts, from shopping centres to heritage projects, aim to lift the town. Still, the hidden challenge of its past, over-dependence on industries now gone, lingers like a ghost. 4. Derry, Londonderry, Northern Ireland. Derry is unlike any other entry here because its hidden challenges aren't only industrial but also deeply political. Officially Londonderry, but more often called Derry, this is the only complete walled city in Ireland, with 17th century fortifications that remain a symbol of heritage and resilience. But those walls also remind us of division. Derry was at the heart of the Troubles. Key flashpoints include the 1968 Civil Rights March, the 1969 Battle of the Bogside, and Bloody Sunday in January 1972. These events scarred the city and left economic and social wounds still healing today. Yet Derry is also proud and culturally rich, with vibrant music, art, and festivals. Its hidden past challenges, sectarian conflict, and industrial decline continue to shape its journey, but resilience and creativity keep its story alive. 3. Rochdale, England. Rochdale, in Greater Manchester, is known globally as the birthplace of the cooperative movement. In 1844, local weavers formed the Rochdale Pioneers, whose principles shaped modern co-ops worldwide. But Rochdale's hidden challenge is that its textile industry, once the beating heart of the town, collapsed. When mills shut, so did livelihoods. Unemployment and deprivation rose, and Rochdale developed a reputation for struggle. Efforts to regenerate have brought new retail and business parks, but the weight of history persists. Yet Rochdale's cooperative spirit endures, and its history is a source of pride. Still, the hidden challenge of being a town whose prosperity fell with the looms remains. 2. Grangemouth, Scotland. Grangemouth in Falkirk is Scotland's industrial heart. For decades, it was home to the country's only crude oil refinery, producing fuel and petrochemicals for the UK. But its hidden challenge was over-dependence. In April 2025, crude processing ceased and the site began transitioning into an import terminal. Europe's largest refinery, by contrast, is Shell's Pernis complex in Rotterdam. For Grangemouth, this shift raises questions about future jobs and the town's role in Scotland's economy. Its story is one of strength, but also fragility, a reminder that when a town's lifeblood is tied to one industry, change can feel like an earthquake. 1. Blackpool, England. Blackpool is perhaps the clearest example of a British place shaped by its past. In the early 20th century, it was the jewel of seaside holidays. Millions visited for its tower, trams, piers and illuminations. But the hidden challenge was reliance on domestic tourism. From the 1960s, package holidays abroad lured visitors to sunnier shores. By the 1980s, Blackpool's decline was unmistakable. Hotels closed, unemployment rose, and the town became a symbol of seaside struggle. Today, Blackpool is fighting back. Major schemes like the Talbot Gateway and Blackpool Central projects are reshaping the town centre, while housing and health initiatives aim to tackle deep-rooted deprivation. Its hidden past challenge remains: how to escape the long shadow of its golden era. Yet Blackpool's story is one of resilience, where every flashing light along the promenade carries both nostalgia and hope. These 10 British places facing challenges, hidden in their past, show us how history never truly disappears. From industrial collapse to political scars, each town or city carries echoes that shape its future. Yet in every case, resilience shines through. Britain's strength lies not in forgetting the past, but in learning from it. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell.